This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa. Hello viewers, you are watching Pulse of Africa. I'm Berka Sisa. We bring you the latest updates from around the globe. Our top stories for today. South Africa and Rwanda diffuse tensions fueled by Goma crisis. Niger becomes first African country to eliminate onchocerciasis. IMF managing director to visit Ethiopia for high-level engagements. US Treasury Department withdraws from Global Regulatory Climate Change Group. Africa's largest political party, the Prosperity Party, commenced its second regular Congress. Africa's largest political party, the Prosperity Party, commenced its second regular Congress today in the capital Addis Ababa, marking a significant event in African politics. More than 1,700 members of the ruling Prosperity Party gathered at the Adwa Victory Memorial Museum in Addis Ababa for second Congress of the party. Leaders and representatives from several allied political parties across Africa and beyond are joining the Congress to deliberate on key national issues and shape the future of Ethiopia. President of Prosperity Party and Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed presided over the opening meeting of the Congress. The Congress is expected to pass crucial decisions and strategic directions aimed at enhancing the party's standing and the country's development endeavors. With 50.7 million members, the Prosperity Party is the largest political organization in Africa. The Congress will run for 3 days. South Africa and Rwanda diffuse tensions fueled by Goma crisis. We committed to advancing dialogue on Eastern DRC and agreed to pursue the spirit of ceasefire agreement, says South Africa's foreign minister. South Africa and Rwanda's foreign ministers held talks on Thursday to defuse tensions after Rwanda's president accused South African leaders of distorting discussions about the conflict in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. South African Minister of International Relations Ronald Lamola and Rwandan Foreign Minister Oliver Dungere agreed to advance dialogue on the crisis in Congo during their phone call. We committed to advance dialogue on Eastern DRC and agreed to pursue the spirit of ceasefire agreement, Lamola wrote on X, referring to regional peace initiatives. The diplomatic effort follows a sharp criticism from Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, who accused South African President Cyril Ramaphosa of deliberate attacks regarding the previous discussions. Niger becomes first African country to eliminate onchocerciasis. Niger's Minister of Public Health, Population and Social Affairs, Garba Hakimi, officially declared that the country is free of onchocerciasis known as river blindness. With this landmark achievement, Niger becomes the first country in Africa to eradicate this disease, which had particularly impacted populations living near certain waterways. On the same day, World Health Organization congratulated Niger on achieving the standard required to eliminate river blindness. Niger joins Colombia, Ecuador, Guatemala, and Mexico as the fifth country to achieve this milestone, marking a significant victory in the fight against neglected tropical disease. France hands over the last army base in Chad. 2 months after Chad severed its defense agreement with Paris, the French army has handed over its last military base in the country, the cozy base in N'Djamena. Though it was Chad who announced the end of the defense pact, the head of the French Armed Forces Africa Command stated that the handover was partly France's decision. Pascal Lani, head of French Armed Forces African Command, said the transfer of the cozy base marks a new stage. It is the part of French decision to end permanently military base in Central and West Africa. It comes after French handed over its 2 other military bases in the country. The Chadian Army's Chief of Staff has held the end of defense tie with Paris. US Treasury Department withdraws from Global Regulatory Climate Change Group. The US Treasury Department said on Thursday it was withdrawing from a global body of central banks and regulators devoted to exploring ways to police climate risk in the financial system. The U.S. Department of Treasury's Federal Insurance Office today notified the network of central banks and supervisors for greening the financial system that it is withdrawing its membership, the U.S. Treasury Department said in a statement. Philippine President offers China a missile deal. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos offered to return Typhoon missile system to the United States if China drops its claim on the West Philippine Sea. China has repeatedly demanded that Philippines remove the missile system, saying it was inciting geopolitical confrontation and an arms race. Chinese official didn't immediately comment on the Philippine leader's remark. Business news. IMF Managing Director to visit Ethiopia for high-level engagement. The Managing Director of International Monetary Fund, Christina Georgieva, will undertake an official visit to Ethiopia for 2 days to engage in high-level discussions with country's leadership and key stakeholders. The visit that will be held from February 8 to 9, 2025 marks the Managing Director's first visit in Ethiopia after her appointment in 2019. During the visit, the Managing Director will meet with Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and senior government officials to discuss Ethiopia's economic outlook, policy priorities, and ongoing reforms. The visit will also include interactions with representatives from private sector to exchange perspectives on business environment and economic opportunities in Ethiopia. This visit reaffirms the IMF's commitment to supporting Ethiopia's economic development and fostering dialogue on policies aimed at ensuring resilience and shared and lasting prosperity. The Eurozone economy will remain weak in the near term after stagnating at the end of last year, European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde said Thursday, citing fourth quarter GDP figures. Lagarde said consumer confidence is fragile in the European Union, and householders haven't yet drawn sufficient encouragement from rising real incomes to significantly increase their spending. Touching on ECB's rate cut decision Thursday by 25 basis points, she said the decision is to lower the deposit facility rate is based on the bank's updated assessment of the inflation outlook, the dynamics of underlying inflation, and the strengths of monetary policy transmission. The Eurozone's economy unexpectedly remained stable in the fourth quarter of 2024, according to the Eurostat. Global investment in low-carbon energy transition exceeded $2 trillion for the first time last year, a report showed. Global energy transition investment needs to average a $5.6 trillion each year from 2025 to 2030 to meet a net zero emissions target by mid-century. Current investment levels are only 37% of what is required to get on track, the report said. However, the pace of growth was slower than in the previous 3 years when investment grew by 24 up to 29% a year. That's all from us today. Don't forget to check our website for updates on this and other stories. We thank you for joining us.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.